All right, let's see if we're up. My stream is terrible tonight for some reason. The internet at my house is not very happy for some reason. So give me time as we pull this up and people jump on. All right. You guys are apparently on. There we go. Erica from New York. Wow, the internet is slow tonight. Janine from Massachusetts. Hello, ma'am. Hi, Sherry. Hello, Sue from Connecticut. Hi, Rhonda from Kentucky. Kentucky with Rand Paul. I love it. Lorraine, Ohio. Good evening, John. Cooksville, Tennessee. Buffalo, Sue. I love Buffalo, too. Buffalo's cold sometimes. I have friends in Buffalo. The internet, Facebook, is not very happy tonight. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Upstate New York, Susan, if you guys are on Facebook tonight watching, Facebook is a very unhappy platform. It is slowly creeping up there, but the connection is really weird tonight. Vivian censoring. I don't know if it's censoring or not. I just know it's not very happy. Yeah, it keeps glitching. Something's going on. I actually heard somebody else say that there was something with Facebook today. There might also be starting to censor me. Who knows? It could be. You know, we're just telling the truth around here. Mark, no meltdowns. Hello, Rebecca from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Ever since Roger said, this is the kicker though. You ready? So Roger Stone is ready to come back on the show. I might be like second or third in line to Hannity now because Roger Stone, it sounds like has agreed to come back on the show probably next week. So that's pretty cool. I don't have that confirmed yet. I have good solid possibility. How about that? We'll see. Good. Hello, NSW Australia. I have several Australia patients now, helping all of them. I talked to one tonight before I left. Love my Australia patients. Jennifer from Michigan. I am frozen, Belinda. I'm sorry that I'm frozen. I'm good on my end. I think Facebook is really messy tonight. I don't think it's on me because my stream looks great from my camera. It is just Facebook. I will tell you though, Facebook forced me to take the new look, the beta version of the new look, and I cannot switch back. So maybe they threw me over there so that they could silence me a little bit. Who knows? Tessa from Iowa, hello. Jill from Dayton, hello. Noble Patriots, Jan in Sarasota, yeah. So Noble Patriots has some moderators on there because we had to like calm some people down. We had some liberals going crazy over there, posting a lot of crazy stuff. So that's gotten fixed. So I am good on my end, guys, but yes, there is definitely something going on with Facebook tonight, but YouTube is live right now as well. So is Periscope. So YouTube is live. You can go over to YouTube as well because my connection is good. It appears like it's just Facebook, okay? Hello, Beth from Los Angeles and Pam from Indiana. How are you? Wisconsin has one of my favorite supplement companies in the whole wide world. Yes. Hello, Allogal. All right. Peggy Sue from Omaha. Pleasant Gap, Pennsylvania. Chris. Hello, Phoenix. Beautiful. New Jersey. Go to YouTube if you guys have to. YouTube probably is running more stream friendly. Parlor does not stream yet. I would go to Parlor, but they're not stream yet, okay? Louisiana, Josie, and Cassidy, San Antonio, Texas. Let's dive in now that we're rocking and rolling. So are you going to be okay if I show you guys two videos and hopefully those videos actually play correctly? The president today had comedy hour. Let me first tell you non-comedy hour. I'll show you this clip first as we dive in because this is going to turn into finance night, okay? Finance night. Here we go. Let's go to the clips.
It's probably never been a time when candidates are so different. We want law and order. They don't want law and order. We want strong, closed borders with people able to come in through merit, through a legal process. They don't want to have any borders at all. They're going to rip down the wall. It was hard to get that built, and now it's almost completed. It'll be completed by a little after the end of the year. They want to rip it down, and it's had such an impact. It's incredible. It stops trafficking, human trafficking of women and children, but women mostly. Human trafficking, one of the worst things ever, all at a level that it's never been at because of the internet. You wouldn't think, you think of it as an ancient statement. You wouldn't think that's possible today, but it's human trafficking of women and children. And they want to let that continue. The wall has stopped it so much because they will go over to a section where there aren't people, not an entry point, and they'll make a left into the United States. They're on their way. They can't do that anymore. We have a 30-foot wall that goes 6 feet into the ground. It stops a lot of the tunneling because they're pretty good at tunnels. But we watch the tunnels, and we have equipment for that. But you can't make a left anymore and come into the United States loaded up with human traffic.
So, the president is speaking on human trafficking today at the White House, talking about the wall. He is not happy. He wants that wall up. And how often do you have the president, again, speaking out about human trafficking and getting all over it, which is so true. Now, guys, Facebook is messy tonight. It's not me. It's not on my end. If you have a problem with it, go over to YouTube. YouTube sounds like it's streaming really well. I thought it was my connection, but it's just Facebook. So YouTube is also live streaming right now, okay? So the president is talking about the wall, human trafficking, especially women. Some children, of course, but mostly women. Big problem. The president talks about it. This is fantastic that he's saying things like this because this is oh so important. Now, I'm going to take you to the next one because right after that, he went after Joe Biden a little bit. So let's hear the comedy hour begin.
Nearly 10,000 factories while Joe Biden was vice president. Think of that, 10,000 factories. He wrote something today, and he made a statement today that I wrote down, pretty accurate. So Biden was here for 47 years, 8 years, the last 8 years, not long ago, as vice president, he said, 1 in 5 miles of our highways are still in poor condition. Well, we're doing a good job on highways, but why didn't he fix them 3 years ago? Why didn't he fix them? Tens of thousands of bridges are in disrepair and on the verge of collapse. Well, it's probably not a right number, but we have bridges that should have been fixed. Why didn't he fix them? He was there for 8 years with President Obama. Why didn't they fix them? Tens of thousands of bridges. This is what he wrote. High-speed broadband. We want high-speed broadband. Well, why didn't he get it? 3 years ago is not a long time. And he didn't do any of the things, but now he says he's going to be president. And as president, he's going to do all the things that he didn't do. He never did anything except make very bad decisions, especially on foreign policy. So Joe Biden and President Obama freely allowed China to pillage our factories, plunder our communities, and steal our most precious secrets. And I've stopped it largely, but I've stopped it. And it wasn't easy.
Okay, so I got to point a couple things out there because the first thing I'll point out is he bashes Biden. He talks about the economy. He talks about getting manufacturing and companies back to the U.S., okay? Before I dive into the economy, there's something very, very, very important I have to tell you about. A lot of people out there think that the president is a narcissist, mostly liberals, obviously, because of the way he talks, because he's braggadocious, because he brags, because he has an ego, etc., all this different stuff. Right now, let me clarify something before I dive into the economy and what he just talked about there, and then the economy more tonight, okay? Because first of all, you have to understand something very different about leaders, all right? Leaders, I wouldn't call them narcissists, right? Now, there can be some. Narcissist is a word that is thrown around way too much, that is way overused for people who don't understand people who carry authority and are very assertive. The reason why I said that is I've been called a narcissist before because I just go forward. I want to get shit done. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to play around. I'm very quick. I don't want to talk to people a lot about stuff. I don't like small talk. I don't like rambling on about something. Like, get to the point. I don't talk on the phone a lot. Text me or make it quick. Like, I don't want small talk. I have things to get done. The president, now I'm not saying him at the president's level, but what I'm saying is that doesn't mean he's a narcissist. The president says, I've done a lot for this. I've done a lot for that. I've done a lot here. I've done more here. Remember, the president also understands what's called NLP. N is in Nancy, LP. NLP is how you speak. It's programming. He speaks a certain way. That's why he's using the words terrific, fantastic, wonderful, right? He uses that because he knows that is portrayed to the masses and people listen to that. It's a form of marketing. Actually, Tony Robbins teaches NLP. It's a way to get your audience or your market to do what you need them to do and to follow you. It's what leaders do, okay? It's not bad. It's not because he's brainwashing them. He's using marketing tactics and selling tactics, okay? And trust me, leaders are control freaks. Now, I'm not saying control freaks in meaning they're going to harm people. You can be a control freak and not harm people. You can be a control freak and get things done. It reminds me of somebody who I love and hate all at the same time. I do not like the New England Patriots, but I respect the hell out of the New England Patriots. Now, I'm not watching them anymore, but Bill Belichick, right? Bill Belichick is considered to be a control freak. Some will say a narcissist. He's not a narcissist. Is he a control freak? Yes. He wants to know every detail and he wants things done immediately. He doesn't talk a lot, right? Now, President Trump talks a lot when he's in front of the camera. However, it's well known when he's behind the scenes, he doesn't talk a lot at all. He actually listens. Leaders listen, and then when they're in front of a camera, they talk. But when they talk with a purpose, with intention, and with a vengeance. That's what they do. They get things done. They make things happen. All right. So in that clip, what he's doing is he's talking about the things we're getting done. We're getting manufacturing back to the United States. I will tell you, no matter what happens, this president is going to go down as possibly the greatest president of the United States of America. Not because I'm a fan, because of simply and solely what he has actually gotten done. When you look at actual action and products made, what he has actually done, there is nobody in the history of the presidential office, other than probably the founders, that has done more in this modern time than this president. Okay, and that is not me kissing his ass. That is literally just him getting things done. Do you know why? Because he's a business owner. Never before have we had a billionaire in charge of the White House, in charge of America. And that's how he carries himself. It's so funny because the liberals freak out, the media freaks out, the press corps freaks out because they can't handle it. They're so used to basically spin words all day long. When you had Obama, when you had Clinton, when you had Bushes, when you had all these other puppets, right? They didn't get anything done. So you know what they had to do? They had to talk just colorful language while they're in front of a camera because they didn't do anything. This president's getting something done, but the problem is when you have, remember, we've been created into a socialistic welfare society. That's what America is right now. America was never intended to be on social welfare systems, food stamps, etc. Right now, it's okay for obviously if people fall on their luck and they have to get another job, but that's not what it was intended for. This country is intended to work and to drive an economy forward. All right. He is pushing this thing forward because that's what a leader actually does. So liberals can't stand him because they think he's a narcissist and he goes egotistical. You show me a successful business owner that doesn't have an ego. I've said this before. I have an ego, but when I have an ego, I also care for others, and I'm humble, and I appreciate where I come from. I know other friends of mine who have egos, not egotistical. They have intentions of what they want to get done, right? I have intentions of things that I want to get done, and I have a vision for what I want to see my brands, my products, my companies. He's doing the same thing. Right now, this president is treating America as his company, right? And trust me, when you have an entrepreneur who has a company, that company becomes their baby. They will do anything for that baby, for that company. That's what he's pushing forward. But guess what? Liberals can't handle that because liberals don't think that way. Liberals get all emotional because someone said something that hurt their feelings. This is not who we are in America. We're tired of people getting their feelings hurt. It's like when a boss tells you to do something, you get it done right away. They're not trying to hurt your feelings. They just need something done, right? He's telling you, America, to get something done. Get back to work. We're going back to work. We're not shutting down. We're building roads. We're building bridges. We're going to make America amazing again. We're going to produce an amazing economy. That's why we're going into more economy tonight, and we're going to go into NESARA. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that, okay? Because whether it's good or bad, guess what? The American economy, America is back on lines. And I'm going to show you something right now. If you don't think we're back on lines, let me show you. Here we go. Let me show you the Dow, the stock market. Now, I am not going to keep on saying, I'm not going to say the stock market is everything. However, it is a barometer for what America is doing right now. But what did the stock market do today? The stock market, now this is the Dow futures. The stock market went up to about 26,500 today. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit for you because I know it's a little small. So let me bring it up. This is just Fox Business. All right, I like Fox Business for some of the business news. It is pretty decent. But there you go. The Dow, this is the futures, so this is starting tomorrow, but we're already almost 27,000 going into tomorrow with the Dow futures. That means we ended today, what, about 26.5, somewhere in there, a little bit more, 26.5. So the stock market, the Dow, and everything is up. Everything is up, okay? Now, I know that the vaccine was talked about today. That made the market go up, but I will tell you, the president has gotten the market back almost to pre-COVID levels, because remember, we were knocking on the door of 30,000 on the market. We're now, probably tomorrow, possibly could be 27,000. We're only a couple thousand away from where we were just a few months ago before everything hit. Meaning, a business owner took the market. Now, yes, they pumped money in. I get it. Don't give me that whole thing. I understand. I know how money works. I've talked about it. I'm just telling you. He's getting people back to work already, and he's doing it in less time than any president's ever done anything with the market. You're dealing with a businessman right now. You're dealing with someone that gets things done. The NASDAQ is over 10,000, 10,725.75. The S&P 3,200. We are cruising. You are going to have a hot economy heading into the end of the summer and the fall and the winter. This thing is going to cruise like crazy. This is all important to you guys because this is your world. This is your country right now. This is what we're doing, and we're building a wall. We're building roads and bridges. Like, keep in mind, I live in Orlando area. We're building like I think it's a $10 billion infrastructure in our highway right now. Literally, if you drive through Orlando right now, we have highways. Now, keep in mind, pre-construction just 1 year ago, roughly, if you drove through Orlando, there was one highway and then be maybe one highway on top of that, like one stack. No big deal. Pretty small city. It's getting bigger, whatever. However, if you drive through Orlando right now, we have, I believe, 4 stacked high highways going through downtown Orlando. between Daytona Beach and Tampa, we have I think it's a $10 billion plus infrastructure construction going on right now. And I will tell you, they're going fast. I've seen construction go slow before. They are going really, really fast right now in this construction. And just my exit for my office, we are up to, I think, 4-lane highway on and I don't live in a big city. I live in a pretty decent area, right? But my office is not in a big city. It's in a decent city. 4 lanes of highway. We are flying. This economy is going to skyrocket. Okay, this is going to get very fascinating. Now, I'm going to go into a couple things before I dive into NESARA tonight because I just want to catch up on a couple things before we go there. Now, the first thing is, if you didn't know, Ghislaine Maxwell was before the court today. No bail. The problem is her court date is set for July 21st, I think, 2021. So we're a year away. I do not know what's going to happen. We're going to have to dive into this because I didn't expect that. But no bail, meaning they have. I think we're watching a show, folks. I think we're watching a movie. I think that movie is being played out in front of us. I think Ghislaine was probably arrested a long time ago, and they're just now playing this out. I think they're playing a movie for us. I think that's what's actually occurring. Does anybody agree with that? Because let me take you to the next story. If you don't think we're playing out a movie, let me take you to the next story. RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, was admitted to the hospital for treatment of a possible infection. This was 2 hours ago, meaning Ginsburg is back in the hospital. So we have Ghislaine Maxwell, possibly one of the biggest fugitives in the world, who is now in a jail, in a prison, and has to be there for a year without getting suicided, and if that's what's happening. And then we have Ruth Bader Ginsburg admitted to the hospital for treatment of a possible infection. So I think we are watching a movie. She underwent endoscopic procedures at Johns Hopkins University the afternoon to clean out a bile duct stent that was placed last August. The statement said the justice is resting comfortably and will stay in the hospital for a few days to receive intravenous antibiotic treatment. I don't know. I don't know if RBG is alive still or not, if this is some sort of clone, if this is not legit. I don't know. I've heard everything now at this point, and I couldn't tell you honestly what the truth is. It's all over the place. But let me tell you, they are trying very hard to keep her going and keep her alive until the election, because they are trying to put Biden in place, or Hillary or Michelle or whoever else. And if she goes down, the president gets another Supreme Court pick, and they will freak the hell out if that occurs. So this is what's going down. We will see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but you're watching a movie play out in front of you. Now, back to some interesting economics. I posted a link today to OAN, who I think was also having problems. OAN is getting shadow banned or blocked from Facebook, just so you know, quite a bit. Now, White House launches Find Something New campaign to help Americans find jobs and change career path. Let me take you to this article. So the president, executive order, the White House is launching a new campaign to help Americans find jobs. The Find Something New initiative officially went live Tuesday with this 30-second ad directing people to a website with employment resources. Jobless Americans, or those unhappy in their current jobs, can explore new career paths and learn about training opportunities on site. So Ivanka actually posted this, right? Something new. If you're looking for something new, the White House Workforce Policy Board, along with IBM, Apple, and members of Business Roundtable, collaborated on the project. This comes amid a White House shift in emphasizing skills-based training over a college degree. So, guys, do you remember what I told you about? We are walking away. We are pushing away from the college degree. I'm telling you right now. We are shifting to a more digital world, a more digital economy, and you're going to see a brand new thing happen. They are shifting away from college degrees and they are going for more trade schools. They are going for more professional degrees, more professional certifications. The president wants people educated and learning fast. The reason I say this is there's a lot of people out there. What happens? This is a really, really good example I could possibly use. Years ago, there was a construction worker that I had met, actually built houses. And the problem was some of the things he understood about building houses were not exactly the current ways that they were building houses. And so the problem was he was running out of work because he just wasn't getting hired because other developers, other workers, other companies were doing different things. They were creating different types of housing, different technologies. And down in Florida, we have solar, right? So the problem was, what do you do? Well, this person goes, well, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to have problems. I might have to fold up my company because I can't find work. That is the wrong attitude to have. The right attitude to have is, I've always told you guys, gain more knowledge. This show is about health, freedom, and knowledge. Knowledge is how you make yourself better. Meaning, even now, whatever you do out there, whatever you work at, whatever your career is, your industry is, your job path, whatever, right? There's new ways of doing stuff in those industries. And sometimes you might even be in an industry that is actually going away. It's no longer needed. It's no longer wanted. It's no longer used. What do? You can sit there and you can feel bad for yourself and be pitied for yourself and all this different stuff. Or no matter how old you are, you can do something new. And you go, well, how do I do that? You start learning about it. That's how you do it. You go to school. Oh my goodness. And people are like, oh, I'm too old to school. I can't go back to learn. You are never too old to learn. My wife talks about a story when she was in chiropractic school. There was an older woman in chiropractic school that I believe was 70 some years old. And I think she was blind as well. And she went back to school to be a chiropractor to help people, and she wanted to adjust people. She went back. She didn't put age in front of her. She didn't put anything in front of her. She put herself back to work. I talked to another person today who actually is going to jump back into realty, and I believe they're in their 60s if I recall. Correct. They've been at home, but they're a very proactive, active personality. They want to do stuff. They like to produce things. They like to create. They like to do. So this person is going back to possibly get their real estate license. That's fantastic. The real estate market is skyrocketing, right? So the president is putting in place things across the country where you can literally go and gain a new trade, gain new knowledge, new training to either get better in your current industry and find a job, or learn something new and transfer to a different industry. There's nothing wrong with taking on another job or a second or third career. Absolutely. Even if it's in a completely different thing, right? How much better is it that he's making a jobs program to help people be retrained for the professional private world of industry versus just creating more government jobs that are not based on knowledge, not based on education, just based on go to work, be done, go home. I think this is an amazing thing because it's an initiative to get people to learn over and over so we can keep helping people. People want to go back to work. All right? Good. Now, we're going to dive into some stuff here real fast before I hit into NESARA because I know everyone wants to see NESARA, okay? All right. UK ban on Huawei is national self-harm, okay? Let me go to this article. Huawei, remember, Huawei is in charge and has 5G. We kicked Huawei out until at least May 2021, meaning 5G has kind of went quiet in the US. Here is this article, right? So having alienated the remaining 27 members of the European Union and set Anglo-Russian relations back a century, Boris Johnson has just declared an economic war on China. What could possibly go wrong? Now, RT is not playing nice with Boris right here. But look at this. Here's the 5G stuff. The British economy fell by 20% in the last quarter, a bell which tolled on the very day the government announced a raft of moves which can only be described as a declaration of economic war against China, a country of 1.4 billion people and the world's second biggest economy, certain to be biggest by 2025, maybe. The approximate reason that the approximate reason that allowing Huawei into Britain's 5G rollout is a security risk. Okay? The UK is saying that 5G could be a security risk. All right? And if the Chinese investment in 5G is not wanted, indeed is being ejected. Right? Okay, so this is so important for all of you out there who are concerned and worried so much about 5G. The president put down an executive order saying that Huawei was not allowed to bring in manufactured products until at least May of 2021. And now the UK is shutting off relations with China and basically saying we think that 5G could be a security risk. All right? Very, very fascinating. The world is moving very fast. Absolutely quickly. All right? So, now, I'm going to take you into other thing that's very interesting. So, we're going to dive into, well, first of all, who wants to see how the Alabama elections are going right now? Let's see how so remember, Jeff Sessions running against Tommy Tuberville. Uh-oh. This wasn't even close, actually. Hold on. Would you guys like to see some live results of the Alabama election between Jeff Sessions and Tommy Tuberville? Well, here you go. It is actually official. It is official right now. I'm going to take, hold on. I lost it. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. I'm going to bring it to you here. Okay. It is actually over. So Tommy Tuberville defeated Jeff Sessions in the U.S. Senate runoff for Alabama, 62.15% to 37.85%. Tommy Tuberville with almost 243,000 votes to Jeff Sessions, 147, almost 148,000 votes. So, what does this mean? Well, Q talks about Sessions still being involved. It's just from an election standpoint, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but just from an election standpoint, Tommy Tuberville just destroyed Jeff Sessions, which is actually very interesting. So this has been called already. Now, 75% precincts have reported, but the problem is Tuberville, this is a blowout. I mean, this is actually a landslide technically. So 62% to 37% right now. There's no way that's over. I mean, technically, according to this, but so is Jeff Sessions being used by Q for a specific reason? I don't know. We will see. Okay. Whatever happens. Now it's very interesting because you have some brand new Trump person, Tuberville, in Senate. Okay, so very, very fascinating. Alabama runoff for U.S. Senate. So pretty big news. Really big news, actually, okay? Yes, Trump endorsed Tuberville. Trump destroyed Sessions on Twitter. Now, do I know if that was actually, if there was anything to set up for that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So here we go. It's fascinating. That's all I can say. All right. Now, let me go through a little bit of NESARA. Who is ready for a little beginner in NESARA? Now, I have not dove into NESARA a ton because I've been looking up so much other stuff. But I want to give an overview as we dive deeper into this. And a lot of people go into it very, very, very deep. But I'm going to give you some of the basics, okay? I'm going to let you know what I have seen, all right, and what I think could be going on. I'm going to read from two feeds here, okay? I'm just going to read it off for you. It's a lot easier, all right, because it's small printing. All right. NESARA. Here we go. And now, do me a favor. As I talk about this, I want nobody to panic. Let me give you my disclaimers now. I am not giving you to this. I'm not giving this to you to say it's happening. I am not giving you this to say it's not a new world order or as it is a new world order. I am not arguing with the probably Alexanders of the world or anybody else on YouTube. I am simply giving you what this is about, what it means, and what could happen. Okay? But do not hammer me because of what I'm going to tell you. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just giving you simply the information about it, and you can go also look and start researching for yourself. Okay, now there was a form of something called NESARA that was put in place legally a long time ago, 2000 I believe, and then 9/11 happened. Now, is that the same exact thing as this? I don't know, but I will tell you, the more and more I look at how our economy is going, the more and more I look at the futures of how things are playing out, I see something at least similar to NESARA. I personally still see a paper money available, whether that's a rainbow currency they call it, or that's a dollar or a Federal Reserve note. I don't know, right? But I also do see a digital form of currency, both in crypto, blockchain, as well as digital currency we have now. You realize that we're 90% digital now, right? You do realize that we're upwards of 90% digital already with our currencies. Not a lot of people are carrying cash. I cannot remember the last time I carried cash in my pocket. Okay, I do off and on, but not all the time. All right. Now I'm going to give you simple information that is in my research. Okay, good. NESARA. This is what is being reported. NESARA would initiate peace immediately. Now, is that correct? I don't know. All right. Number one, provides forgiveness of credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt as a remedy for bank and government frauds. Abolishes the IRS. Creates a flat rate, non-essential, new items only sales tax revenue for the government. Initiates U.S. Treasury bank system, which absorbs the Federal Reserve and new precious metals backed U.S. Treasury currency. Some call it a rainbow currency. I don't know. It restores constitutional law. All right. It requires designations of current administration to be replaced by constitutionally acceptable NESARA president and vice president designates until new elections within 120 days. Okay. Requires the president designate to declare peace, enabling international banking improvements to proceed smoothly, ends U.S. aggressive military actions immediately, and many more improvements. Okay, that's some of it, all right? Now, let me go through some more of this just so you guys have an idea, all right? Some of the major purposes of NESARA are to improve the liberty, prosperity, and sovereignty of average people worldwide. All aspects of NESARA have been thoroughly researched and developed to ensure the average person's life is improved and their financial and economic assets are safeguarded throughout the NESARA improvements processes. Now, I am not saying I approve of this or don't approve of this. I'm simply giving you information, okay? And yes, some people will say that it sounds too good to be true. I got it. I'm in the same world you are on that. It obviously we have been suppressed so long by a fascist New World Order style government or elite globalists that this sounds way too good. I fully agree. I don't know what to tell you. That's all I can say. Okay. So let's talk about something that happened with the president. Okay. During his inauguration speech, the president referenced the power back to the people. Technologies, fairness, and Congress will not enrich themselves while the people of America suffer. His strong message was giving power back to the people, and the dirty past presidents knew they were going down. Even the look on Barack and Michelle's faces were telling it up. Have you seen the video of where they said all this for a damn flag? All right. So You can go back over the inauguration speech, look at how that went. You can understand some of what he was saying. Debts forgiven, gone. I mean, it could be everything from just credit cards to taxes to student loans. I don't know. I'm just letting you know that it could be. And they're setting up trade agreements with the world, actual peace agreements where there's actual fair trade. And they're basically, the stimulus checks under this were technically giving back what was stolen from you. Again, just reporting information and video, not saying that it's 100% accurate, and I'm not even saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I see us going in a similar direction, okay? They're saying that it's possible a new gold-backed currency coming by possibly October 1st of 2020. I am not predicting that. I'm just telling you the stuff I've read, okay? That would talk about a October surprise. That would actually blow everything out. They would not be ready for that. Absolutely not be ready for that, okay? So there's a lot of different things. People in most countries would receive bank-related debt forgiveness, again, for credit card debts, mortgages, car loans, education loans, personal loans, home refinancing, home equity loans, and similar to what people in the U.S. are receiving. Credit cards issued by major merchants such as Sears would also be forgiven because the funds backing these merchant credit cards are ultimately linked back to banks. Now, when some of you say this sounds very unrealistic, I actually agree. However, there is an example of how this was already done. Libya. Now, I'm not saying Gaddafi was a great person. However, did you know in Libya, they backed all their money by gold. They had oil to sell. And if you were a citizen of Libya, if you were married, if you bought a house, or actually if you're married, you got enough money to put down payment for the house, I believe it was. If you had a child, you were given money because they considered it an actual blessing. So some of this was actually in the Middle East before we took them down. You ever wonder why we took the Middle East down? Because part of it was the Middle East actually goes on the Quran, and then obviously some of the Middle East goes off the Bible, where usury is actually a crime. And so America, under the Federal Reserve System, charges interest. Interest is technically a crime against the people. So that's how this could actually play out. So I'll go a little bit deeper in here. Credit unions are banks, and they will have to do the NESARA debt forgiveness just like other U.S. banks. Some credit unions have signed agreements to be affiliated with banks who are the U.S. Treasury banks. All U.S. credit unions will have to do this to become part of the new U.S. Treasury bank system within weeks of the true NESARA law announcement, if this occurs. Okay? Go through some of this. The stock markets, currency exchanges, and commodities markets would be closed for a period of days after NESARA would be announced, if it's announced. The White Knights enlisted contributions from the world's best experts in economics and banking systems regarding how this worldwide shift in our economies would be handled. There is an index of prices of products and services which will be tied to the price of gold and which will be used following NESARA's announcement. The price of stocks and bonds will be protected from losing value, and the major stock brokerage firms have already set up conversion tables, which they would use after it's announced. And it's expected the price of gold already was built into the formulas. Let me explain to you what could possibly happen. We're going to a quantum financial system, whether it's NESARA, GESARA, or it's not. We are going to a quantum digital type of system. It does not mean all money is going to be out of the system. It doesn't mean there's not going to be paper money. I'm just letting you know. Okay? And for anybody out there right now who is saying this is not going to happen, I did not say it's going to happen. I said I'm letting you know what it looks like if it does occur. But it's so funny how everyone says there's no way it's going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. If someone told you 6 months ago that the entire planet was going to shut down for 3+ months over a virus that can't technically be proven, you would say the same thing. Wouldn't happen, would never happen, not going to happen. But guess what? It happened. Who would have ever guessed 100 years ago that President Nixon would have taken us off the gold standard in the 70s? Nobody. None of you would have predicted it. None of you would have seen it coming. So when I hear people say, not going to happen, that's insane, no way, no way, you have no clue. And if you're a troll, just shut your mouth. Go somewhere else. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not even saying I'm a fan of NESARA. I'm a fan of restoring the Republic of the United States. That's what I'm a fan of. Whatever financial system we work with, as long as I have peace and sovereignty and the people of America and the people of the planet are free, I don't give a crap if I'm trading stones for money and products, or if I'm trading dollar bills or silver coins or gold coins or rainbow currency, or I don't even care. If people are free and we stop kids from being trafficked and women from being trafficked and destroyed, and the humanity is free, I will take a digital currency all day long, as long as we restore our republic and make ourselves free and everyone else free. So everyone's like, oh, I don't want digital. America is already 90% digital. How many of you are actually still carrying money in your pocket? I am looking for the long game. Too many people want to play the short game. Too many people want to bitch and complain about every little thing along the way. Yes, sometimes we have stupid stuff like NASCAR pop-ups. Sometimes we have stupid stuff like kneeling at the NFL and little things in the daily news that are like really annoying. It's the long game. I'm playing the long game. If in exchange for getting rid of sex trafficking, child trafficking, women trafficking, slavery, and destruction of human beings across the planet, if I can get rid of that and I can take restoring the republic and trading another digital currency, as long as everyone is free, I am more than willing to take. We're already on it. We're already on digital currency. We already pay for things with our phone. We already pay for things with a credit card. Every one of you use credit cards out there. Guess what? You're swiping a digital currency thing every single day of your life. All of you people out there who are putting your phone up to the Starbucks UPC checkout thing, you're using digital currency. That's what you're using, right? Digital currency is not going away. There's going to be even more of it, okay? It's going to be a quantum digital currency, right? That's what's going to be. But, again, I'll say it again. If I get my republic back, if I can exchange it for saving and freeing children and women and anyone, you have to look at the long game. Right? That's the game, guys. That's the battle. You are dealing with thousands of years of suppression by globalists, elite, and God only knows what else, who are destroying your children. They stole our republic. If I can have my republic back, and I can have my kids back, and I can have my families back, and I can have our freedom back through our founding documents, I am willing to work on a quantum financial system. Now, I'm not taking a chip. You're not going to inject anything into me. I'm not taking it for that. I'm not taking any Bill Gates garbage. That doesn't come with it. But guys, you're already going to digital, okay? So if this is what saves stuff, so be it. All right? We don't know where we're going. I don't have all the answers, but I will tell you, we are going into a very galactic cosmos game. There's a reason why they keep launching shuttles. There's a reason why they took space travel out of government and put it into private hands. Because they can do it faster and they can do it more often. Trust me, I've met... Does everyone know the name Naveen Jain? Naveen Jain is an Indian businessman, a billionaire. I met him in Vegas, had a chance to talk with him. We are going to space, folks. That's what's going to happen. There's no way around it. And trust me, If you've ever watched Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind with Dr. Stephen Greer, there is technology out in the universe right now with different civilizations that are potentially billions of years ahead of where we are right now. If you think that we're not getting the digital some sort of economy, you're asleep at the wheel. But again, I'll say it again one last time, and then we'll take questions. If I'm trading, I'm not getting a chip. I'm not getting a chip in my hand. I'm not getting a chip injected. I'm not taking a vaccine. And I'm not taking any other form of tracking. But if I can take that and free our children and women in the slavery and the human trafficking in this world while restoring the republic and restoring our country and restoring our founding documents back to the real rules and laws, how are you not in? How are you not in? That doesn't mean it's a new world order. I know there's tons of YouTube videos out there saying it's a new world order. It is not. That is not a new world order if we get our republic back. Okay, good. We're at 50 minutes. Let's take some questions, okay? And that is not giving freedoms up. That is not done. We're not giving freedoms up. I'm not giving freedom up. Guys, you already have a 90% digital economy. All right? I'm not taking a vaccine. I'm not giving my freedoms up. I'm not giving my amendments up. Not giving the guns up. There's no way around going to a quantum economy. You're playing with the universe. There's other civilizations out there that are way ahead. Right? You'll see. Trust me. You'll see. All right? Somebody asked me a question by father-in-law. My father-in-law actually was transferred to the rehab level today, rehab floor. So he has 2 weeks of rehab. He took 5 steps today, assisted. He is doing wonderful. He is talking. I think they just were talking to him while I was on earlier tonight, and he's doing great. So thank you for that. What's my take on immigration? I only want legal immigration, meaning you have to fill out all the proper paperwork. You have to take a citizenship test, and you have to have your allegiance to this country. That's my belief system. All right. Let's see. Can you interview Santa Surfing? I will try to. Santa Surfing, I haven't been able to watch Santa Surfing a lot, but Santa Surfing is pretty cool. I'm going to dive deeper into her stuff because I want to know more about NESARA, and I've heard that she actually is really good. So I'll work on trying to get her. I lost somebody on NESARA. Okay, whatever. I didn't say I accepted it. I said I gave you information about it. Okay? You guys got to stop freaking out about stuff, right? Stop panicking just because you think you know. All right? I educate myself every single day on this stuff. Let's see. I don't know everything about Jeff Sessions. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Everyone likes Santa Surfing. I've only listened to her a couple times. I haven't listened to her a lot, but I know a lot of people like her. So I'll have to start following. I'm very limited on consuming information today, videos and stuff like that, because I only have so much time in the day. So it's I've had to be very careful on how I study. Thoughts on Trump bypassing the CDC? I always like bypassing the CDC. We got to get rid of the CDC. Okay. Let's see. Yes, breathe, everybody. Stop panicking. So this is what you guys... So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I do not panic over much of anything, quite honestly, because I just built that way, and then being a physician on top of that, you don't panic. You can read something you don't agree with, and you can still be okay and happy, right? Right? So if someone gave me, like, Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, I would still read it. I didn't say I agreed with it, but I can read it to understand what somebody was saying or writing. Yeah, a lot of you folks out there are still you're closing your eyes off to something that you don't necessarily agree with because you're afraid that it's going to like alter your life forever and you're never going to be the same again. That's not how it works. You can, trust me, you could be a amazing spiritual individual, go read a book about the devil and Satan, and it doesn't mean that you're going to turn into a devil worshiper and Satan worshiper. It just means you're able to read something. You don't have to agree with it, right? Reading does not mean agreeing. When you read something and you study something, you find in it what you can use and you find in it what you don't want to use, right? But if you walk into something or you don't walk into something because you're afraid that your eyes are going to see something that you're not used to and it's going to alter and change you forever, that actually is a very weak mind. A very strong mind is someone who actually can read something, look at something, totally understand it, but not agree with it. It's just like having, if you're a pro-life individual, right? You're very weak if you can't discuss calmly a topic about, say, abortion with somebody who's pro-choice. I didn't say you agreed with them, and you don't have to agree with them, but you can discuss the topic calmly, peacefully, and walk away still having love for the individual, having appreciation for the individual. You don't have to like what they did, right? Now, if you're the type of person who cannot go into a situation and talk to somebody of a different viewpoint, if you can't do that, you actually have to work on yourself. That means you have some spiritual weakness there. You have some mental weakness there. You have to learn how to understand someone else's viewpoint and whether or not agree with them, be comfortable there with them, right? You can't, this is not how life works. It's actually a weakness to not be able to deal with somebody else with a different viewpoint. Again, you don't have to agree with them, but you should be able to sit there and talk to them, all right? This is one of the reasons we have some of the problems we have today, because no one wants to talk with somebody of a different viewpoint. Why don't you get to know them and understand where they're coming from? And maybe you can help them. If you help them, you might actually change their mind about something they're doing that might not be good, right? Okay. Address asthma, please. Asthma, a lot of times, is chemical toxicity in the lungs, sometimes parasites, but a lot of times chemical toxicity. And you have to remove the toxicity and you have to build the lungs back up. And we build lungs up all the time. It's a lot of fun, okay? Drain your own swamp of fears. I like that, Nate. That's good. Good. A couple more questions. And actually, I'm going to go 3 more minutes, okay? 2.5 more minutes, and then I'm going to head off, okay? Because I have to get some sleep tonight. I did not sleep well last night. Thanks for the reminder to calm down. You're very welcome. I appreciate that. Go serve and help somebody. That's what we tell everybody, okay? Go serve and help somebody. Relax. All right. Good. I don't try to convince liberals. I let them do what they need to do. I have to make sure I am good. All right. Will the dollar be devalued? The dollar is devalued every single day. The dollar is about 2% of what it used to be. That's why you have inflation. Good. I've never met a pro-life person lose their cool. I agree. Either have I. I mean, I'm pro-life, and I can have pretty much any conversation with somebody without losing my cool. It's pretty easy to do. It actually means you're mentally and spiritually stronger. That's a good thing. Did I hear about the OD from Texas who used steroids for COVID? No, I have not. Ear infection recommendations. Got to fix the gut. You got to rebuild the gut because the antibiotics are destroying the ear. Okay, there's a lot of things. Bacteria typically. You got to get rid of it. It's simple. Okay, if anybody has health stuff, the website below, you can work with me. That's fine. It fills up fast. I'm a very busy person, so jump on there if you need to because it's a waiting. There's some waiting lists sometimes. What's your favorite Michael Pearl video in Aliens? Oh man, I actually love that he jumps right into Ezekiel and he starts talking about ETs. So I'm gonna end on this, not because I don't love all your questions. Michael Pearl is fantastic. You know why Michael Pearl is fantastic? I'm gonna end with this. Michael Pearl, who is the Door on YouTube, he's a pastor. And I love Michael Pearl because what he does most of the time, a lot of times he just does it off the top of his head. When Michael Pearl studies the Bible, what he does is he has the Bible up on one screen and he has dictionaries on the other screen. And he's taking dictionaries from current dictionaries all the way back to old languages, Hebrew, Greek, etc. And when he comes across words, and he even tells you the words have been changed. If you're not looking things up and using resources back to the origin, you're reading the wrong stuff. And he takes words and he defines words, right? When I sit down to read anything, whether it's a book, whether it's a Bible, whether it's any spiritual book, what I do is I actually sit down. I have my book right here, what I'm reading, or if it's on a computer, I have my cell phone here because I look stuff up on it or I define things. I have maybe a dictionary as well. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I use dictionaries and encyclopedias still. And then I have my computer right here so that I can take something and either define it, or I can take that content and I can go back and I can research deeper on that content to understand what I'm reading. If you're just reading something and you think you have it, you don't have it. You have to understand the content that you're taking in. So I literally have 2 or 3 resources that I'm studying from, just studying my main thing, because I'm looking stuff up and I'm following rabbit holes, no matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be a conspiracy theory. If I'm reading the Bible, it's in front of me. I have my computer right here. I have my phone right here. And I'm looking up words that I definitely don't understand. Okay? Because I have to understand what they are. Right? You have to understand what you're reading. And then if I come to something that maybe doesn't make sense, or I don't fully understand the context, or whatever it may be, I start looking up that thing online and look for resources. Now, I don't just go to any old random site. I look for making sure I'm getting quality resources. And then I take those words and I make sure I have it all in front of me so I get the full picture. I will tell you, if you're reading something in front of you and you have no resources around you and you're just reading something, if I ask you if I ask you a question about that paragraph that you just read and you can't answer anything out of it, you don't know what you're reading and you haven't comprehended it. There's a difference between reading words and comprehending what you're reading. One of the reasons we're in the problem we're in is because people are not comprehending what they're reading. Okay? Good. I hope that helps everybody. Guys, I love you all. You guys are fantastic. Okay? You are wonderful. And people are dropping links in there. That's fantastic. I love it. Do me a favor. Prepare. Get your food. Get your guns. And then most importantly, as always, tomorrow, this week, go serve somebody. Go help somebody. Go take care of somebody. Go be nice to somebody. Even if somebody's in a mask and they're being a jerk, be nice to them. Be helpful. The greatest thing in life that you can do is be helpful to somebody. That's what I try to do every single day. I had a person today that was having a lot of family problems and they're out of town. And I actually said, you know what? My help is actually going to be giving you to somebody else to work with because you're having a lot of issues right now that are not mine to do. I can't help you with them. Not because I can't help health problems, but they're also dealing with emotional issues. And so I said, I need you to go to this person. When you're done working on that, maybe I can come back and help you, but I'm not the help you need right now. There's other help you need to get done before that I can help you with. And so my help was actually letting someone go so that they can find the help that they need right at this moment to be better in their life. Help is the greatest thing you can do. So go help somebody and be caring. I love you guys all. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, signing off. Have an amazing evening and keep an eye out for possibly some interviews, maybe tomorrow night, as well as more information. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful